Welcome back to Creative Crits for another episode of yet another adventuring party.
Yeah!
Hi, team.
Creative Crits is an online Discord gaming community where we talk about tabletop role-playing games and everything cool that can happen around a gaming table. Be sure to follow us on Twitch, on YouTube, on our Instagram, and now on Patreon. With that as well, we want to let you know that one of our sponsors, Mithril Armory, who does amazing work, is just starting a Kickstarter that they are going to be having up on their Instagram. So be sure to head over there and take a look so you don't miss out. And Noah's got something else that we have to share for you.
I do. Our friends at 1985 Games also are currently doing the VHS dice, Kickstarter, and they sent us some, and I will be playing with said VHS dice today. And they come in this really cool little case too.
Yeah, it looks like a little 8-track.
Yeah.
So
Hold them up.
since they're objectively better dice, you're just cheating then, huh?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I'm not past it.
All right. Well, let us get back into this story. Not of Pentiment this time, but of the real world. Where we last left off.
I take offense every time.
And you rightly should. Yes, this is our episode 9 of Yet Another Adventuring Party. Title, Party at Large. Because although our heroes have done some miraculous things in Pentiment, particularly hopping between primordial bodies in the air, doing escapades upon a moon, they are, at the end of the day, suspected criminals in the real world. So our story picks off right when you're all knowingly entering back into the real world, the manner in which you've always returned, down the hatch.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stick real close to you guys and hope it works.
Who was it that grabbed Bree last time?
I think that one was me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So Grant, you probably have your hand on Bree. There at the farm, Shams is getting a lot of the silverware of Gold Sink back into trying to live more stably around this farm. There's plenty of food, and Orbicath is currently recovering, which is the perfect time for you to feel the wave of lethargy as your body is calling yourself back to the real world. And down the hatch, bam, you are right back out. Except, not where you expected.
Are we ever?
Last time it was on fire, so...
You spill out into the middle of the woods. The air is calm, crisp, and cold, being sometime after midnight. In front of you, a very small fire that looks like it's had a ton of trouble staying lit, smolders with a bit of smoke wafting off into the night. And you arrive outside, stepping out of Pentiment, going up those stairs, and find yourself in the worst attempted camp you think you may have ever seen. There are about 3 tents that look like they are currently holding themselves up just by tension alone. 2 tents which seem to have been just put aside by a tree and completely given up as its wires and its canvas is simply tattered. And over on a log that has been obviously rolled up and not quite cleaned well enough from all the dirt and muck on it, is sitting in his nice, what were once nice gray robes, is Early Greg, sobbing into his hands and poking a small stick into the fire.
Woo!
What am I gonna do?
Hey, buddy. You're...
He looks up, absolutely terrified, and grabs for a stick in his hand before realizing that it's his closest friends.
Oh, that's sad.
Ooh, that's rough.
Wow. Okay. Am I same as before for me? Like
So
tiny.
Bree,
This. I'm this again.
you are not the full size that you typically are. But
Okay.
what is interesting is as you step back out and you can feel that dullness sort of return. It's nowhere near as strong. You can still feel a sort of homeliness from your world, from Pentiment. And though you are not the normal size that you're accustomed to, you find that you are able to lift yourself and ambulate yourself quite
Hooray! I
normally.
can move.
Congratulations.
So, but I'm still.
You are still a cheese
I'm
knife.
still
yes.
this. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still cheese knife scale. Okay.
I would say that you're probably a good like 1.25 times larger.
Hey, that's a good
You're
sign.
slowly
You're
coming
growing
into your
up.
size.
1/4 again as big.
Just like in 5 more trips, and I will be my normal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Getting up
6
to
foot
like
plus self.
table knife. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting close to the table.
Getting there. We're getting there.
So
It's better.
Gregory's flabbergasted. He immediately stands up. He's brushing himself off. He's wiping tears from his eyes. And he asks you, "Hey, how's it going?"
And better than it
You
seems
know.
you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on, homie?
Well, they came to the apartment and they started asking me questions and I really couldn't provide them with any answers that they seemed they cared for.
Which they?
The guards. They came asking. They found out that you've been staying at the apartment.
Oh, that's not good.
They're looking
Oh.
for you. And of course they searched the place. They're obviously still there. I left as soon as I could with the painting.
Thank
And
you.
I've the past 2 days I've been just out here in the woods. This is the second time I've made camp. The first place was horrible. There were so many bugs and well,
There
I
are
think
often
I've done a
those
pretty
out in the
good
woods.
job in this case.
Sure. Yeah. Making a tent is really hard.
Listen, how long's this gonna go for? I've missed a few classes already at the Academy Hall. Can we go home yet?
We may have a solution.
Who's
Yeah,
that?
we have an idea. That's the solution.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
Maybe.
Hey there, says Ronald Daylight, waving his hand.
So he's let's see. How do I explain? Well, he's kind of an asshole.
Yep.
And
Yeah, I deserve that, he says.
yep, you do.
He's the guy that
And-
killed his brother.
Yeah, he killed his brother.
Mhm.
He's wanted. And it probably wouldn't cause any harm to say that he maybe set some buildings on fire too.
My goodness, that's Ronald.
Yeah, the one that they've been looking for.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, says
That
really
guy.
Greg. Putting a
Apparently, he
hand
was
to
the
his chest
original
and
owner of
breathing.
the painting before you.
Yeah, I guess I was, though I don't think I have the receipt for it still. says Ronald.
Ha-ha.
Well, you all look mostly tired. I did what I could. I expected you guys to come back, well, a lot sooner than it has been. But I've got your tents pitched all the same. One for you, Grant. One for you, Johnny. I made a little wooden nook over here for you, Sabel. I figured you wouldn't really care for sleeping, so I just tried to put some activities.
Yeah.
And Bree, was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
I don't know if
I'm really sorry, by the way, about screaming the last time I met you. It's a long story, but you seem better than I thought.
understandable. I did what I could to try and accommodate you. Just a minute. He goes over behind a tent, and you can hear him fishing around for a moment before he brings out this small. It's almost like the size of a shoebox. And he
Aw.
brings it over, and inside this little box there is a small miniature bed.
Oh,
With a little blanket and a little knitted pillow and everything for
It's
you.
like a 5-year-old like fairy house.
Okay, so I'll do anything for this man. That is adorable.
You have showed me a modicum of respect. You are now mine, and I will die for you.
However, Bree, looking at this thing, you're not sure what the function of this contraption is.
Okay, yeah, so, I can tell that you put a lot of thought into this, and I'm very moved. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it.
It's a bed. It's for sleeping.
I
Of
think
course.
it's
To knife
Of course
sleep.
you wouldn't sleep. Oh my goodness.
No, it's okay. I really appreciate that I have a place to be alone if I need it. It's very taxing to be here, and I can just hang out in here.
Oh, of course. I mean, there's even a lid. I think I threw it out, but I could try to find it for you.
Thank you, early Greg.
Oh, well, honestly, guys, I have not been able to sleep myself the past 2 nights, and now that you're all here, I'm starting to feel this sense of relief. I should get some rest.
Yeah,
That
you
you
probably
should,
should.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But what do we do with this fellow? What's our plan?
Well, if we were discussing that before coming out here.
Yeah.
I believe we were going to. One idea was that we were going to publicly claim that we found him. That he has. There was an idea that we might use him to alleviate ourselves of some of the crimes that have been committed.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, arson isn't like the worst thing that he's done, so it's
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter if we add that to the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to prison either way.
Ronald nods and he says, I just never got the time to do that one. Bucket list.
Right.
You really are just like the worst.
The worst.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Emperor Devile's the worst.
Yeah.
But you're up there.
He's up there.
Yeah.
Early Greg then pipes up. I mean, yes, the arson's certainly a problem, especially since another one happened just last night.
Really?
I hear.
Where
I
would that
got the
be?
papers. He has some public publications that he brings out, and immediately hands over to you, Johnny. You read in a
wet?
big headline. It says that the hunt continues for the suspected arsonists, as last night another fire broke out at the Restin lumber yard. The fire was thankfully put out by community effort and quick management from Lieutenant Yipstro. We are currently asking 5 gold pieces for any information leading to a better name to call these criminals than the suspected arsonists.
That's actually kind of a cool band name, honestly.
It actually is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's very cool at all. I didn't listen. I know this isn't. None of it's your fault, really. If anything, it's mine.
Well, actually, we don't know whose fault it is, do we? Because, any face is in the painting, along with a lot of his people.
Yeah.
Fair.
So is this even them?
I don't know. I'm starting to feel like it's not.
What do I?
Yeah.
What does Johnny
Yeah,
know
no, it
about
absolutely-
summoning elementals?
Yes. It's so far been these fire elementals, these magmen that
The
you've
Megman,
seen
Yep.
that have been
Also-
starting these fires.
I'm having a thought, because that elemental would have destroyed the painting if we hadn't come out. The painting that Anyface was going into at that moment. So unless Anyface wanted to die, it's definitely not them.
Right.
Well, we can't
Yeah,
really
that-
trust him to be consistent on anything, honestly.
Well, what about consistent on his own survival?
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty consistent. says
He's a
Ronald
huge
Daylight.
jerk.
I mean, in case of anything, if I'm making an escape, I'm not going to do it in a way that's going to have me, jumping 3 stories
to
down
death,
the
right?
ground. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Why
Ronald,
am I
what
listening
are
to
the places
you?
that have been burned down? We've got the Rest Inn where we stayed the night.
Yep.
That one night.
Rest in.
The warehouse, which held a law office, I think.
Yeah, it had a few offices as well as
Office
where the
building.
Anywares were based.
Okay.
And now an attempt at a lumberyard, which it didn't completely burn it up.
So
Um,
didn't I also interact with a magman at the very beginning of our adventure at the
Outside the museum.
Yeah.
outside
There,
the museum?
there was one. That one was tied. It was specifically enchanted on the lock that
lock,
Grant was
yeah.
trying to break in.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that one seems functional.
I once did, just as an idea, happen upon an old play that was written, was famous in its time, where somebody used a murderer, a cannibalistic murderer actually, in order to find another murderer. Do you think it would be easier or harder to use a murderer to find an arsonist?
Good question.
I've been thinking about
I have no idea.
if we turn in Mr. Daylight for all of these crimes and then they keep happening because they're gonna keep happening because
Then yeah,
he's not the guy who
true.
did it.
That's true.
That's
Yeah.
not gonna look
Only
great.
you can only be used for
When that
stage
idea was
patrol.
formulated, it was assumed that it was probably Anyface's crew that was doing that, and therefore they had stopped. Now that this
Yeah.
new thing has come to light, I don't know that that's the best idea.
I have a
Fair.
question.
Yeah. For who?
Just about well, everyone, I guess.
Okay.
So you guys think that all of these arsons are somehow connected to places you've been?
Well, we haven't been to the lumberyard.
That's true.
That I recall.
Unless
I've always
early-
wanted to
early
go.
Greg, have you been there recently?
What about Anyface and his people? Because you said you've crossed paths with them a lot. Were there any of those at these places?
Asking Greg.
I'm asking everyone.
Oh.
Because what if you guys are thinking it's about you, but they were targeting the briefcase after Anyface got it? So what if this is about them?
And let's be honest, guys, why would anyone care about us?
That's true.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
yeah. That is a more
Yes.
likely explanation.
that's true.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I started to care about you until you turned me in to those moon folk, but
No, you
Hey,
Still,
hey,
We're not gonna
still
feel
not
bad
okay
about
with
that,
you, bud,
no matter
but-
how much you
Yeah.
try to poke at
all
that.
right.
You know
Well,
that, right?
if I'm being used as a pawn or turned in or anything, I better get some sleep. So that's what I'm gonna head do. Y'all come up with your own plan. I'm all for it.
I'll watch him tonight.
Sounds good.
It's been a long
Yeah,
time
I'll
since
help you.
I have
I'll help you.
observed this weird phenomenon you all call sleeping, and I'd like to take some notes on it.
Right.
Sure.
Is the attempt to get as close to death as possible?
No, it's more like turning off and back on again.
Oh.
No, I'd say he's got something there. Every time I go to sleep, I hope it's the last.
You would.
I'm sure
That
your
is-
I'm sure
that is
your brother is
Absolutely
into it.
horrible. Says early
He's
Greg.
absolutely horrible. Just get used to it.
Yeah.
All right, so you all have a place to sleep for the night. If you want to long rest, you can. That will bring you into the morning. So anything that you're trying to do will be happening during the daytime.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that. It's probably
you could
less
be-
shady for us to do stuff during the daytime.
Fair. All right.
As
Yes, Johnny?
Johnny drifts off. His eyes pop open. And he stands up and walks off into the night to how far away would Johnny know how far away the lumberyard is?
Oh wow. So you're about 2 or so miles from where the city is.
Okay.
The lumber yard is actually outside of the city, near the southern gate.
So how long would
So
it...
farther or
S-
nearer?
You could get there in probably a good 40-minute walk.
Okay. Let's see if we can make this a little bit quick because I don't want to like monopolize the
Sure.
argument or the arrangement here. But as far as you guys know, Johnny went to sleep.
Are you leaving sneakily though, or are you?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's gonna go investigate the arson site.
Cool.
Sure.
So I just want to make it quick. See if maybe we could just throw a couple of rolls or something.
Yeah.
That way I'm
Go
not-
ahead. Give me a stealth check first as you're coming out
Check.
to this area.
That's going to be a 12.
12. Okay. So you're coming out from the woods. Of course, it's a lot more bare here as it's a lumber yard, so a lot of this area is cut down.
Bears.
No, not bears. It's
I
more
know.
bare. So yeah, you basically stick to staying lower as you
Yeah.
kind of move into more of an open field. But you can already, from where you're at, you can see where this fire happened.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a large mill. But it looks like where all of this char and this destroyed, burnt wreckage is
Okay.
seems to be in one of these storehouses, one of the areas where they've already kept finished and completely cut lumber. And it looks like it's burned up. This late in the night, you see that there is 2 guards. There are 2 guards that are here that are keeping watch to ensure that the crime isn't attempted
All right.
and completed.
I'm gonna go to the side of the camp that has the storehouse there. I'm not even gonna go in. I'm just gonna
Sure.
push down my goggles and activate my detect magic.
Ooh, okay. All right. So as you begin detecting magic, takes about 10 minutes for that to start registering it back to you, but you do pick up on a very faint but unmistakable detection of evocation,
As I
as
expected.
well as some slight conjuration. Evocation is heavily coming from the burnt areas. Conjuration, it seems like you get the sense that it came not from outside where the lumber yard was, but it actually spawned in to where this place was.
All right. And is there?
While
So-
you're there,
Mm-hmm.
roll me an investigation check.
All right.
Actually, no, perception.
Say what? Perception. Okay.
The strong.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
It was almost a 1.
No, I'm pretty good at investigation though. Or no, sorry, perception. You said. So let's see here. And I have advantage on that due to the. Oh no, that's wisdom check. Sorry. So that's gonna be 9. Not great, but
9. Okay.
not terrible.
That is enough to pick up on one of the most obviously strange things about this area. It's a calm night. It's not very windy. And if this fire happened the other night, then you'd expect there to be a lot more ash on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not seeing any ash. You're not seeing any remains besides the actual like physical boards. For the amount of wood that was burned up, there should be
Yeah.
a whole lot more wreckage.
Yeah, I should be seeing piles of like
Yeah.
ginormous piles, mounds of ash.
Mostly where you're seeing this ash is from the warehouse where this was stored itself.
All right. And I'm gonna follow the trail, the evocation trail, to see if it trails off any specific direction.
Evocation, it's pretty much everywhere where this fire burned.
Okay, and it doesn't trail off anywhere.
Doesn't
afterwards?
trail off.
Okay,
Nope.
okay. And
Meanwhile,
Yeah. from inside out.
Back at the ranch.
I hope we don't go all the way back to the ranch. That's in Pentiment.
Yeah, I thought.
so Grant, you are getting a good night's sleep in this tent. You've had some experience being a fighting man, sleeping in really rough conditions, and usually nothing kind of feels just as good as sort of the rough sleep on the road. So you are fast asleep while Ronald is snoring crazily. And Bree, you're resting, but with no clear idea of quite how it should be done. Sabel is getting a very good case study in how it should be done as Ronald snores throughout the woods. So it's going to be Bree and Sabel that pick up on sticks snapping not too far from the campsite.
I'll hover up out of my box.
Yeah, I would like to work my way out of the tent that I am in with Ronald.
Go ahead and give me a perception check, the two of you.
Sevens tonight.
That's not a 7.
Woo.
There's a-
13.
Oh, that is
13.
Okay.
Sorry, it was perception?
Yes,
So an 8.
8. Okay.
13.
I mean, it's the middle of the woods. You've heard a lot of wood-like noises throughout the night, so this doesn't immediately signify as anything of concern to you, Sabo. But it's as you turn back towards the bed, Bree, that your blade catches just the right bit of light. And you can see the silhouette of some humanoid between the trees, walking closer, attempting not to make any noise.
Well, I can do better than attempt. I'm gonna get out,
Okay.
tiny cheese knife in a cloak, hover along the forest floor closer to them. I don't know how they could possibly see me, and if they do, how they would mistake me.
They
for
weren't
anything
expecting
other
the
than a mouse.
sentient cheese knife.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a stealth check at advantage.
I'm just imagining a shot with the crappiest wire work on a cheese knife. Like they not stop motion, just the crappiest wire work.
I will take the 19, please.
Wow.
Oh.
No one expects the sentient utensil.
No one expects the sentient utensil. Listen, I am going to be very happy to be back to my normal size, but while I'm this small, I am going to do so many shenanigans.
Well, so he, while you're sneaking up on him, he's going to continue on his trajectory. So he's slowly crawling out from the woods, and you can see this looks like a man that is wearing this dark black leather armor. He's got this like iron helm, a sort of mask on his face. He's got several javelins on his back, this curved sword at his side, and a net in his hand. And he makes his way right up to the camp as he immediately scans around at the tents and sees Ronald on the floor snoring like crazy. And that's when he lifts up his net, and he is completely unaware of you.
What kind of footwear is he wearing?
He'd be wearing some leather boots.
I can cut through that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know who this is yet, and I don't really want to make enemies yet, so I'm just gonna move behind him and tap the back of his boot where his Achilles tendon is.
Ooh. Okay.
Are you slicing through it, or are you just tapping?
No, just tapping it to let him know that maybe he should stop.
He does.
I haven't exactly figured out how all this works yet, but I feel like this is an important part of the foot.
They're all important parts of the
Yeah,
foot.
I'm saying that.
Yeah, you say that. So okay.
Yeah.
He freezes. The most important part of the foot is that which I place on a criminal's head, he says.
Do I hear that now that
Okay.
he's talking?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of you would be able to hear that as he speaks out.
I mean, is it enough to wake me up, or?
It does wake you up, Grant. It does
Oh.
not wake up Ronald, who rolls over and continues snoring. He's tied up like crazy. There's no
Yeah.
way he should be comfy.
He's used to it.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're not wrong. He is a criminal. Who are you exactly?
I could say the same for an invisible assailant at my back.
I'm not invisible and I'm not behind you, but let's not worry about that right now. Who are you?
Oh, magician then. I've dealt with worse.
No,
Who am I?
Yes.
I'm Justice.
Oh,
Is that a family
I'm
name?
Grant.
Grant.
Hi, Justice.
It's nice to
Say
meet
it.
you, Justice.
He makes one fluid motion and tries to kick behind his foot, expecting someone to be there. You just easily slide out of the way
Just
as he
like-
kicks and trips over himself before he kind of gets out of the way. So at least he thinks that whoever was at his back might not be.
Okay.
And he takes a hard look around before settling on Grant. Grant left hand.
Who's asking?
Grant, that's the right hand. The left hand, which is the correct hand.
Ah!
Good job! You did it!
He immediately takes out this long document, looks down at
Oh,
it, and looks
man.
up at you. Yup, doesn't know his lefts from his rights. That must be Grant Left Hand. Which would
Okay,
make
so-
you the suspected arsonists, would it not?
Suspected is the key word in that because none of us are arsonists, to my knowledge. As far as I know.
That makes little difference to me. You've been charged as such.
Well,
Hey, what's going on? Says Ronald as he's got an eye open.
Oh,
Keep it
we
down,
don't-
I'm trying to sleep.
go
Mr.
back to sleep, Ronald.
Ronald, go to sleep.
There's. Listen, just someone else who knows you're an asshole. That's all. Just go back to
Yes,
sleep.
go back to sleep, Ronald. It shall be your last sleep as a free man.
Oh, you'll
He
be
wants.
fine.
He wants that. Also, he's not free. Would you look at him? We tied him up a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty tied up there. Wait a minute. That voice sounds familiar.
Yeah, Ronald, this is Justice.
Yeah. We're still not sure if it's
Do
like.
you know him?
Yes, I'm Justice. Ronald then begins breaking out into a harsh laughter, to the point where the
Okay.
ropes around him seem to be helping and constraining and squeezing all the air out from his lungs. This ain't no Justice. I could recognize that voice anywhere. This is Eustace. What are you doing here?
Eustace.
Eustace.
I see why you chose a different name.
It's not Eustace
though.
anymore. It's Justice. And I'm here
mean,
to
if he wants-
bring you to serve for your crimes.
If he wants to be called Justice, I'm okay with that. You know, that's his choice.
That is fair. Yeah.
You-
We are gonna recognize the name that he wants to go by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eustace, you couldn't deliver
Justice.
Justice.
you couldn't deliver crime from a getaway coach back in the old days. What makes you think that you could do? How in the world did this happen? Well, you left me, Ronald. That's why. And I
Oh.
faced my crimes. And I'm a new man. A J instead of an E. Justice. And I'm
Yeah.
here to serve it.
So, if you're Justice, wouldn't that mean that if you enact something upon us and we haven't done anything, then you're in the wrong and therefore you're not Justice and you'd have to go back to being the other name?
No, because I have a warrant.
Okay, but would you?
Now,
You seem really intent.
where is
on
this
not
voice
listening to
coming
us.
from?
You know what?
It's
Don't tell him.
God.
I will not work with cowards who hide in the woods.
I'm not hiding. Okay, can I hover up to his face?
Absolutely.
So this is all he sees. Is just.
Oh,
Hello.
Suspending a knife at my throat.
I'm the knife. My name is Bree.
Criminal trickery.
Nope.
Very well, if that's how we'll handle this. Yeah! He takes out his
Is he-
sword.
Is he swiping at where like a person would be?
Yes, he's going to first swipe out at you. And with this obviousness, we're going to have to roll
No,
initiative.
I want to just what? No, time out. Everybody, dumb. This is too dumb even for me. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're doing here. We have a talking knife friend. You didn't know Ronald was here. You're out of your element, man. Just sit down. Just listen a bit. We don't have to. Fine. Never mind.
We,
know
okay,
what?
we
let's
do
this.
not want to fight you.
I
to be
did
clear-
know Ronald was here. I've had a divination potion ready for the first time he'd step within 5 miles of this city.
It
Oh.
sounds like you guys need like some time to talk things out.
Yeah, actually, do you guys want a one-on-one?
Yeah, we'll wait.
I mean,
like we'll have a
we're gonna
battle
watch,
after
but-
you guys talk.
We
It's
can hang
fine.
out.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like take the time for yourself, for you.
We know that he's horrible. If you need to talk to him,
He's hurt a lot
Totally.
of people.
Fair.
yeah.
You deserve this.
Also, just want to reiterate, I'm the knife. There's no one holding me right now.
I need some space to think. And
Okay, I'll
if
back
you're
up.
gonna give me that with this criminal Ronald Daylight, then so be it.
Yeah.
Just talk
We'll
to
be within.
We'll be right
we-
here.
We'll see you, but you guys can
Respectful
talk privately.
distance.
It's fine.
We're gonna,
Yeah.
yeah.
He
But
walks.
also, bounty-wise, we might need him. So,
We don't really want the money though.
not really.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Actually, if you could help us afterwards clear up the whole suspected arson thing, then you can
You can have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, he walks over and he's talking with Ronald. He bends down, and you can hear him muttering under his breath through that mask. At which point, early Greg is awoken, and he
Oh, poor
he gets
guy.
out of his tent and sees you guys, and then immediately sees Justice. And he saunters over to you, Grant, and is like, "Hey, what's going on?"
They have history.
We're letting him work it out.
History? That's the bounty hunter, Justice Marwood.
Marwood. Well, that's
That's a
nice,
good
but he seemed to have some hang-ups that he needed to get over, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of like thinking he might actually be like viably a friend, like not just like is a friend, but like viably a friend here. So
Not
we
if
wanna
he has a
check out-
warrant. If he has a warrant, he'll take all of us in. Or at
Well,
least
he
he'll
does,
try.
but
Wait a minute. Let me go check my notes. And he goes back into his tent, and you can hear him rummaging through some papers before
I'm
he
gonna,
comes
like-
out with a book.
okay. While he's doing,
Yeah.
I don't think he's cutting him free right now or anything, right?
Gosh, why are these ropes so hard to cut free? He says.
Is he actually?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Hey!
Hey!
Hey.
All
Don't,
right.
don't obstruct justice, criminals, he says, as he continues to try to cut.
Why?
Why?
He's tied up because he's a criminal. Why are you trying to get him out of the ropes?
Yeah.
We have to use official ropes. These ropes can be anything.
Okay. Would you tie him up with the official ropes first,
Then
then
cut him
cut
free?
the unofficial ropes?
That would be a lot of paperwork on the way home.
Why?
I don't know. I don't do the paperwork
Then why do you care?
His butler,
because I get fined for it.
his butler Salfred does the paperwork.
No,
But he takes out his own rope and will then start coiling it around Ronald himself.
Thank you.
This is when early Greg he comes up to you, Sabel and Grant, and he has this book, this big tome, which you can only assume might be his spell book. And he flips through it and mentions, I just learned a new spell at the academy that might come in use here.
And that is?
We might be able to modify his memory so that he didn't see any of you here.
What is the, risk factor on this?
Well, it could not work, and in that case, nothing will change.
Is
Oh.
there any
Okay.
chance of working too well and we erase all of his memory?
I don't think I'm that good.
I do.
I believe in you.
I do.
Well, in that case, then perhaps we should pencil in at least a maybe a 3 to 5% chance.
All right, yeah. Is there any
What?
way I can assist you with this?
I have to
though?
tell him a solid story. I'm only gonna have a minute, so whatever story we need to feed him, I need to know it now.
He came upon his old friend Ronald in the woods, who he saw heading from the direction of the lumber yard, and with a flint and some fire making materials in his hand. And
Do we have those so that we can plant them?
Yeah, easily.
yeah.
Oh, he
and
was threatened
upon
by
seeing him, he fell to the ground and began sobbing. because he missed his friend so much and had such conflicted feelings about it.
Oh,
But
wow.
eventually, Ronald tried to attack him. And when he did, he realized that he truly had grown past Ronald, and this was his time to truly become Justice.
That's beautiful.
That really is. It's got a whole beginning, middle, and end to it.
What I don't remember what I just said, so hopefully somebody took
Yeah,
that down.
could you like write that down for me or something? This is really good. And you do so. He gets it out prepared on a little piece of paper. Meanwhile, it seems like Justice is getting more antsy. It seems quite obvious that he has every intent to just take Ronald back himself with no compromise between you. But, Bree?
I'm gonna flip back over there.
Sure.
So how's the conversation going?
It seems like Ronald is heavily criticizing him for the last job they did about 1.5 years ago. And Justice is explaining how it wasn't his fault. You put the brake on, and that's why the getaway cart didn't work the way it should have.
Year and a half. How long did this guy go away for, and how long has he been a bounty hunter? I feel like we're getting worked by somebody. It's like his first day on the job.
As I come up and I hear this, hey, Ronald?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Wow.
Hi, Justice.
You've got a real knack for telling criminals to shut up.
Thank you. I mean, usually it's tyrants, but that's kind of beside the point. So, about this whole, now that you've had a chance to talk with him, about this whole them being suspected arsonists.
Yes.
Can we talk about that? Because they've been framed.
I don't know. I can't talk about that. Because
Why
you
not?
are a floating knife. Thus,
Yes.
you must be an illusionist. Which, if illusion is involved, then I can't trust anything. You might
You
not
know
be
what?
the criminals that I need.
I have a feeling this spell to change his memory is going to be a little easier than the average person.
Than we thought, yeah. You know what? You're right. I'm not usually a floating knife. I was transformed into this.
Ah, finally making sense. Justice always gets his confession.
Yes, I was transformed by a criminal. And there's no way to get back. This is just me now.
No way.
Yep. But it's okay. I
Crime
kinda
must
like
be
it.
punished.
He's gone, dead.
Oh.
So punishment done. And I'm happy as I am. So don't worry about it.
Well, technically, if you don't press any charges, there's nothing I can really do.
Yep, don't worry. So yes, I am a floating knife. That's definitely how it happened.
Very well. How did you fall in league with these arsonists?
Well, they're not arsonists. Like I said, I do a lot of fighting tyrants. And I ran into these guys while a tyrant was attacking my hometown. And they helped me fend off the enemies. And then I became friends with them because it turned out they were really good people. But see, then afterwards, while we were back here, the last time we were here, the building that we were in, that we happened to be in, got burned down because of the arsonists. And we were running away from the fire, but the guards thought we were running away from them. The reason, again, that I'm not, on the list is because I look like this and they didn't register that a cheese knife was a person.
Very fair.
So,
A decent alibi. Where does that leave you then last night at the lumberyard?
we have been out of town for a while. We were not at the lumberyard.
Can you verify
We just heard
that?
about that. Well, that depends. What kind of proof would you accept?
I'd need some documentations of trade that you stayed at an inn somewhere else, or you took some fare on a carriage, or
That, while we were walking, how do I explain this part?
at this point, Johnny, you've made your way back. You just walk into the camp seeing all this happen.
Oh, what's up, dude? I just thought you were a really hard sleeper.
Yeah. We missed you.
Oh, hey, Johnny.
I was using the bathroom. Anyway, what's going on here?
Johnny, Justice, Johnny. Justice is a bounty hunter, has history with Ronald. We're trying to figure out this whole suspected arson thing.
You're that crazy old man they want.
Crazy old man. All right.
Hey, I'm just following the description.
Hey, Justice.
Yeah.
Are you hungry by chance?
No, I can't eat. While crime still needs to be, justice still needs to be served.
Thirsty?
That would be all the time.
It's a very slim diet.
Are you thirsty? Oh.
Liquids are low calorie.
Yes, I am quite parched. It has been a long walk out through these woods.
Would you like some water? Drink of any kind? Coffee. It's morning. Coffee?
Sure.
I love the idea that he like drinks and then the whole like graveliness to his voice just goes away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Gregory if we have any coffee.
I know what happened. That's what I'm imagining.
Gregory, yeah, he's got a potion that he could brew up that might do pretty well.
Yeah. And the painting is still nearby, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh my!
Is there a brown part of the paint chip that I can make some coffee with?
So you'd go back into the tent, open the suitcase, step down, and carve off a piece of brown paint,
Yep.
and then bring it back up.
What
Yep.
are you doing?
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna put it in the coffee.
Wait. Does this go against our tell people about it rules? Because we're not really
We're not
telling.
telling
It's
anybody
more
about it. We're not telling
a
anybody.
kidnapping.
I'm just providing proof that we were out of town. That in my mind. That
We're not even really kidnapping at this point. We're
Yeah.
just kind of sending him on an extended vacation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like roofie.
Yeah.
that.
So
No.
do you give him the coffee?
Yeah. I'm gonna hand.
Can't talk about it.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm
You're
gonna
not-
hand him the coffee. Yeah.
I don't think it technically breaks any of the contract that early Greg certainly doesn't care about anymore.
I don't think I know that this is what has happened. I've just been like trying to explain something
Yeah.
Oh my god.
reasonable to Justice. Maybe he's listening to me, maybe he's not, and then whatever's about to happen is about to happen.
So yeah, Sabo,
about
you
to
come up
to
with this
Oz.
piping hot mug, and immediately early Greg's like, I didn't know we had coffee. And you hand it over to Justice. He takes a sniff of it. No creamer, that's the way I like it. And he starts gulping it down.
Does it taste okay?
Probably not.
Oh my goodness, my voice was so parched.
Yes!
Anyway,
Thank you, Casey.
now that I can read your rights properly, let's get on with this.
Yeah.
You're all under arrest. Folds in on himself as his color leaves his body, and he spills away into nothingness. Into
Sable, what did you
Pentiment.
do?
Well, I wanted to provide proof that we were out of town.
Okay,
Ronald laughs.
I guess you succeeded, but
It was the only thing I could think of, and honestly, I don't really even know what's in coffee, so I just figured it was brown.
I don't know what's in coffee either. Oh man.
It's a very complicated
Oh, I hope he's okay.
process, and
He doesn't
and-
seem like such a bad guy.
Yeah.
Just really
Well, that solves one problem. What are we
suggestible.
going to be looking at doing for the rest of the day?
I
I
mean,
don't
if
know.
there's one thing I could say, it's that Eustace always needed some good support structure in his life, so it doesn't make not a surprise that he joined the squad. Seeing as you just sent him the place with the least amount of support I could imagine. Well, that tickles me pink. Anyway,
Shut up, Ronald.
We'll just we'll be here
What?
for him when he gets back.
what is gonna happen to me?
Well, we're still
I suppose
discussing
we
it.
should make a plan.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
I'm being honest, I've been working at these ropes for some time, and Justice helped quite a bit. I could probably make a run for it, but I don't think I got the energy in me.
you want some coffee?
I'm gonna immediately start tying him back up again.
You start tying him up. All right. Ugh.
All right.
You know, sometimes it's easier when you don't have to make decisions. You know.
Early Greg.
Yes.
I know they were like doing some questioning, but are you out and out wanted? Like, if you were to roll up, say, with an incredibly wanted criminal, wouldn't that kind of go some way towards clearing your name?
It might, but the thing is that they haven't wanted me. They just kept me around for questioning. That's why I fled. Now that I've fled, certainly I'll be suspected.
Hmm.
They don't know about me.
But
That's true.
I did learn disguise self,
That would work too.
which I could brew into a few potions for us, perhaps. If you have an idea of how we could go about this.
I could help out with that.
Sure, yeah.
Quite good at elixirs myself.
That's great because in terms of my grades, making potions is not one of my strong suits. Herbology, oof, I just don't quite get the chemistry of it. So yeah, Johnny, let's get to work here.
All right.
Okay, this could work.
The barracks is inside the city in the northern district, so we could either probably go through one of the gates or, well, there is always the Restin River. I don't really know. Here, I'll get that recipe going.
All right, sounds good.
So
Well,
yeah,
that's great. If you guys can just look like different people, then
I
we'll just
think-
look like different people while we're here.
I
Well,
think
you will.
Greg can only
know.
do it to himself.
if he makes a potion of disguise self,
Okay.
then it should work.
Yeah.
For each of you.
Well,
One other thing that came up of note for remembering, Johnny, you had investigated the lumber yard.
Yep.
You the most surprising thing you found was the lack of physical ashes, which the fact that it's missing tells you that something about the magic must have gotten rid of some amount of evidence with how it caused this fire. But there is something else that I remember you bringing up last session, something having to do with your old apartment. Particularly something...
Oh, there's somebody upstairs.
yeah.
Yeah,
Say,
Early G, do you have a roommate,
Yeah, what was
housemate, duplex mate?
Well, yeah, I told you that when you first signed on with me.
And
who
he's-
exactly is he?
Loud.
Oh, Professor Redmayne. He's one of my professors at the Academy Hall.
And what does he teach?
He mostly teaches conjuration.
Interesting.
Oh.
All right. And just a quick question. Does he? What? So he teaches at the academy.
At the Academy Hall, yes, and
Academy
keep
Hall.
Restin.
And teaches conjuration.
How long have you known each other?
Yeah.
I took his course last semester. I didn't do the best, but when I was looking for somewhere to stay, he mentioned that his place was open, so I moved in. None of the other students seemed too keen living underneath one of their professors, so it was a pretty decent deal.
Have you ever noticed him to have a fiery personality?
I mean, he's extremely well collected. He's very calm. He's had a few outbursts at class with some less than cooperative students. We have a lot of bright minds at the academy, and I certainly don't agree with most of them. But
Would you call him?
Arsonist. Oh, sorry, we were doing euphemisms.
Firebug.
an arsonist? No, it wouldn't be possible. I know every time that he comes home.
Right.
Hmm.
And was he
Okay.
home during any of these instances at the Restin or at the office building or the lumberyard?
I mean, I wasn't really aware of what happened with you guys at the inn until I read about it the next day. He was with me. I could hear him clearly upstairs. The second time.
Would
What?
he know all of the people who could use conjuration magic, or most of the people who could use conjuration magic?
Well, he's certainly taught a good number of adventuring practitioners. Yes.
And does he have any relation with the higher end adventuring groups like Anyface or
No, he actually quite disdains the use of magic for adventuring. He believes that it should have a completely utility function for society. I can't quite explain that so well to you because I was supposed to do a paper and, well, I've been out here for 2 days and I don't think I'm going to pass it.
I'd say that's the least of your worries at this particular point in time, but he is distinctly anti-adventurer.
Well, with how people use magic, yes.
Okay.
We have a lot of adventurers that enroll with the Academy Hall. He always says he can pick out the ones who are serious about it and who are just trying to blow up goblins, as they say.
Mm-hmm. Would we be able to have a
What's a goblin?
small
Figure.
Kind of green person.
kind of yeah, yep.
I'll meet one eventually, I'm sure.
That's a good point. Bree doesn't know what a goblin is.
Some are nice, most are not. That's that.
Okay.
Would we be able to have a conversation with this Redmayne character?
Well, he'd likely be at home, which is currently being most watched by anyone else.
Shouldn't make a difference if we don't look like ourselves. By the way, how long is this potion taking?
How long is what taking?
The
The potion.
Oh,
that we've been working
it should last at least 6 hours. 8 if I'm hopeful.
How long left do we have to make
I was
it?
going to say, how close are we to done?
Oh no, I'm done. I've been
Oh,
making
alright,
it
wow.
as we've been talking with you.
Yep. All right.
Go ahead, Bree.
Well, if you guys want to go turn in Ronald, it seems pretty clear to me that I'm too small for most people to notice right now. I might be able to go talk to Redmayne.
Or
Okay,
watch.
yeah.
You know, assuming that he doesn't freak out about a cheese knife talking to him, but you know, most people have been pretty cool about it.
When I was leaving there, they had about 15 people watching the place. Lieutenant Yipstro, that kobold that you encountered.
Good for him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have
He's-
office hours?
He might, but so far he's been in the field at our apartment.
No,
the
no,
whole
no.
time.
Redmayne
Oh, yes.
at the
yes.
university.
Yes, he usually does. However, now that I'm a suspected criminal, I don't know if I'm going to be allowed back in the academy.
It doesn't have to be you again.
Yeah.
Can be somebody
You're right.
else.
Gosh. All right. Sounds like we've got a plan formulating.
On a last
Yes.
final note, you may want to keep that memory altering thing, practicing that a little bit, because eventually somebody's going to come out of the painting and we might need a little bit of
Yeah.
Convincing.
assistance.
Huh. You know, they always said that non-practitioners always have the best idea for utilizing magic. You know, I'm really starting to see that now. Good thinking. Sure. Well, I mean, I can keep the camp the way it is, or try to make it better. In the meantime, good luck, guys.
Right.
All right.
If
You
an-
too.
Cool.
If anything, should you take the briefcase with you,
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. We'll hold on to that there.
or would
Pressure.
you like to leave that here with me?
I don't know.
We might need to make a quick getaway.
Yeah.
If we all make a quick getaway into the briefcase drops wherever you leave it.
Yes,
We have to
wherever
find like
you.
a hiding place.
We did come up with that very unique solution to I think we called it Pokeball people out of it.
Oh yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh, not to mention the booby trap.
Yes, the movie trap.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so-
we'll take it.
Yeah, you've got good precautions.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Bree.
Okay, yeah.
Bree, who's going to be trying to make her way to the western side of the city to where the apartment is.
Am I doing that, or are we doing office hours?
Office hours,
Or
right?
or oh, office
I'm
hours.
happy to go in. I don't think they're gonna notice a cheese knife just kind of like
Yeah, I think
sliding
Yeah.
along the ground and under the door.
you could probably
I
get
really
under the door
don't.
frame.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah,
If
yeah.
they look at me, I'll just stop moving.
Fair.
Like they won't know.
Why is there a cheese knife here? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a potion for each of you. Now you should be able to just focus on an image that you're wanting to bring to mind, some transformation, and it should be superimposed on you.
Sounds good. Right, fellas, drink up. I'm gonna chuck mine back and turn into a very young, posh-looking elf with long, flowing blonde locks. Kind of like a long green, I don't know if it works on the clothes, but like long green robe.
I do believe it disguises clothes as well.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, long green robe. Carries a staff on his back.
Okay.
It's an illusion, obviously. The
so-
staff would be an illusion, but
All right, you are an elf,
yeah,
is what you've described.
yeah, very generic.
Awesome.
Green robed elf.
How about Sabo? Your first chance at
Who?
faux flesh.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna drink it, and as I'm drinking it, you guys will see a series of flashes of a lot of the people we've seen and met running through it. And it will settle on a very familiar looking kobold.
Yeah.
Stroke.
Okay, nice.
He's the best person I know besides you guys.
Okay.
He's pretty great.
You're a
yeah.
little tall for Yipstro, so you're only about you're gonna be
Yeah.
just a few inches taller than him.
But
It still
it's
works.
Like, it's like someone photoshopped his face on my height of a body. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
It's
probably shouldn't actually pretend to be him.
I was
though,
gonna say
'cause-
you're his like distant cousin.
Oh, yeah.
Dipstro.
That
Dipstro.
I'm not entirely familiar with how relations work between you species, but yeah, cousin sounds right.
Yeah.
And how about for you, Grant?
Okay. Johnny. Nope. Sable. And then I turn into Justice, which is just justice, but he's French.
Yes!
He's got a pencil-thin mustache.
Awesome. Okay. So you guys were able to finish a long rest because we did not break into combat. So you're able to spend whatever amount of time finishing up your rest, getting your things together, and then heading into the city in all of your glorious disguises. So the first thing is going to be getting through the guards at the front of the gate. Now, actually, there's a few things. You could go through... there's a south gate, which is mostly for trade. There is a western gate that is mostly used for residential access. There is also the river.
I think we hit the gate.
Yeah.
We got.
We gotta test out these disguises before
Yeah.
we like.
Are we wanting to do the residential gate or the trade gate?
Trade gate.
Trade gate.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
Make sure you guys know each other's names and call each other that.
Lipstro.
Lipstro.
Dipstro.
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 Yep.
Dipstro.
Johnny, what's your cover?
I. Call me Rowan.
Rowan. Okay.
Rowan.
I think I've heard that name before.
And Justice.
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 All right. So Justice, because of the type of personality of who that guy was, I think obviously you'd be walking up front ahead of everyone, and you come right up to the city gate. It seems like there's currently a line as people are being let in. There's a few wagons and whatnot, so you all get in line. And Justice, you would Grant, you would have Ronald, I'd assume, then with you.
Yes.
Okay. So yep, he's tied up. They're currently asking people what their business is in the city, how long they're going to be staying for, other documentation. At which point you can feel like you should probably have something substantial to show, or at least flash at them to be able to let you guys into the city. You have a few moments as you see other people showing documentation. What do you do?
I just flip around Ronald. Messieurs, we have apprehended the criminal.
Excuse me, says the guard.
This is Ronald Daylight.
Oh my goodness, it is! I couldn't quite see under all that rope. Well,
rope and more rope.
Justice, this is there something wrong with your throat? Do you need some water or something?
Yes.
Well, we'll be sure to have a round of drinks then at the barracks. Yeah, I'll be sure to make it. What a find! Very well. Yes, go ahead. And who are these other people with you? This elf?
Rowan. Yeah, Rowan Elmshire.
And he was an accomplice, or
They're with me.
Oh, I see.
Yes, I assisted in
Apprentice.
tracking him down. Yes.
I always hate sharing a good bounty. All right, well, you guys have a bunch of fun, okay? Enjoy the city. Make sure, remember, the gate's locked by night, so if you got anything you need to do or get done outside of, you get it done before nightfall, because once these doors are shut, we're not opening them again.
On my way through, I'm going to put
Have a
my
good
hand on his shoulder and be like, "You're doing a good job."
Wow, that guy almost looks like... Huh. You begin making your way through the streets. It's a good half hour easily of bungling through around crowds and through the market as you're trying to get closer to the Northern District. At this point, the person that seems to be getting the most looks is Dipstro, the quite tall-looking kobold walking through the street. However,
say you're like a half kobold or something.
while Dipstro's getting a lot of weird looks and eyes, most of the attention is focusing on the fact that Justice is bringing Ronald Daylight through the streets. And easily, within this half hour of you walking, you've already gathered a large group that's following you and chanting for justice, chanting and throwing and pelting things at Ronald's back.
Okay, take about 20% off there, people. I gotta get him there alive.
Actually, good point. They are starting to get quite restless. They're demanding some justice happen now. Go ahead and give me an intimidation check. See how well quell this crowd. Otherwise, they might become a problem on your way to the barracks.
Mob?
Yeah, a mob. This crowd might become
17.
A mob.
17. All right. Let's see how
Noise.
they're thinking about it.
Noise.
Yeah. Okay. They easily disperse. They easily disperse over a few minutes. And you start making your way across the bridge leading into the northern district of the city. Bree, you know, this is where you would likely then split off and you take the western bridge that would lead to your apartments.
Good luck, guys.
Bye.
And so how are you traveling by yourself? What's your plan? Stay low to the floor?
I think that I'm moving at about waist height because most people aren't looking at that, but I'm also not going to get kicked.
Yep.
Which I don't want. So,
and what, like handle first, blade down as you're flying?
Yeah,
through?
no, I'm traveling like this.
Okay, then I'm gonna want you to give me a stealth check.
Okay.
I just imagine like the Marvel.
At advantage.
You know, like
Advantage, okay.
nobody else is seeing it, and a child is just watching this thing float by.
Yeah, child's like, mommy, floating cheese knife. Dirty 20, actually.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay, that's pretty amazing because I rolled 19. So
Ooh.
you do get a few notices. Children likely would be the most to pick up on a knife flying through the air, but you just keep moving.
Fine.
Most people would assume it's some trickery or a mage hand from some arcanist nearby. And
Let them think that.
overall,
It's
you
fine.
don't attract any attention as you're on your way to the apartments. As the rest of the party is coming up to the bridge, you can then see a host of guards with Lieutenant Yipstro himself, marching up to the bridge with sort of an escort. And they've sort of stopped there expecting justice to arrive.
It's a great
What,
idea.
guys?
This was such a good idea. I'm so glad I just jumped into this impulsively. Hi.
They wave you over. Wow, Justice, you're back already.
Yes.
Wow.
Got the
Oh.
Well, then it seems like your first bounty went pretty well.
This was-
It was his first.
Is that Ronald?
Yep. He might have done the arsons too.
He might have done them. All right, under what proof? That is quite exciting news. Quite exciting, yes. We want to put this crime to rest.
It's more a vibe right now. Just some vibes. I'm kidding.
We found him in the woods near the.
These are
lumber
my associates.
Very well, associate.
Yipstro.
Wow.
Yipstro. Is that you?
Oh,
The kobold looks up at you.
I haven't seen you since you were.
Yeah,
Whoa.
no, it's been gosh, wow, I didn't even know
You don't-
anyone left.
you don't recognize
the
me?
litter.
I can tell you don't recognize me. I'm not mad. I get it. You don't
We should-
remember your own cousin. It's all right.
Go ahead and roll me a deception check.
Bards are good at this.
Oh,
I'm
no.
so happy.
Inspiration.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
Much better.
Okay, much better. So that would be sorry, it was which one did you want?
Deception.
Deception.
Deception. So that's a 17.
I am sorry, it's just been so long, I've probably forgotten.
We used to play around all the time when we you know what?
That's
you're
all
probably
right.
too young to-
Back to
Okay,
business
yeah,
Were
yeah.
you
time.
a bit
Business.
were you a bit shorter maybe?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. No,
Wow,
I actually I got
Yeah,
extensions, leg extensions. It was a wizard did it to me. It was weird.
I didn't know that was possible. Wow. We've got to talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, yes.
He is.
So
he
you
is
saw him fleeing the place of the crime then through the woods. You captured him last night,
Yes.
Yeah.
and,
Yes,
and
that's
we're
exactly
sure
right.
that he was also the one that then committed these others.
Well, we found him in possession of a fire starting kit.
Yeah. We can't say for sure, but it does appear so.
And the Anywheres, where are they?
Nowhere to be found.
No.
Yeah.
No, they seem to have. Seem to have.
I can't get
Absconded.
every criminal on the trip out. You look one at a time seems like a very good success rate. You should let me do like another trip, and I could go get another. But if I'm gonna come back with all of the criminals you want in one trip, what is your job?
I'm
You know, it
I-
occurs to me.
I'm sorry. I mean, it was just last night. You came into the barracks and you were saying how you were gonna go and round up all the criminals in one night and just turn them in.
I had been drinking. Things have been very rough at home
All right,
recently.
fair enough. Let's not let the public know about this. Justice, goodness.
It occurs to me that Grant is probably the perfect person to pretend to be Justice. Like, if anyone was gonna do it convincingly.
Very well. We'll take it from here. Follow us to the barracks so that I can get you your payment for the bounty. Then.
All right, this first one's on the house.
On the house, you're not gonna accept the 500 gold pieces.
We are turning in a criminal that has been wanted for quite some time.
Yeah. I think we should definitely take.
Come
them
now,
up on that.
Justice, don't be humble. Just because you were drunk last night and you said some things you shouldn't and you only showed up with one prisoner. Listen, most of us only show up with one prisoner. It's something normal.
This is the cousin I know. He's such a good guy, right?
Right, yeah.
All right.
Which side of the family are you on?
Oh,
Why don't we go ahead and turn this guy in?
Very well.
I'm so happy.
So, yes, you head up to the barracks, and you are you start undergoing processing. The rest of you are sitting down as Justice is just you're marking. You're given a space to put your initials down on a ton of papers. So, Grant, I need you to give me an intelligence check.
no.
This is gonna be intelligence based. Gosh, this would almost be like should be like an artisan tool, I would
I was gonna
expect.
say it's a forgery kit, technically.
Yeah, it'd be technically forgery kit.
Well,
Just give me an intelligence check.
yeah, let's just do a raw roll. Oh, baby.
Gotta sign a lot of papers.
13? No, -1, 12.
That's honestly better than I thought.
I got a J out there. Did I get just a...
Yep.
Okay.
So
Jay.
they have to correct you a few times, tell you where their initial down. But yeah, you are putting ink in empty boxes, and you're pretty sure that's where the ink's supposed to go. Meanwhile, while
goodness.
Ronald is being processed, Bree, you have
There we go.
snuck your way through the streets. You've hidden up against brick walls to avoid notice. You've made your way to the apartment, which you can see at the moment. There are about 10 guards here that seem to be searching the place. There's a lot of things that they're taking out, and they're like putting into storage for evidence. The steps up to the apartment are being watched by one person at the moment. Everyone else seems to be involved in the search. But of course, you can like hover and fly and stuff. So,
Yeah.
how do you want to get
You
into
know,
this
just
building?
generally. Gosh, is there a window? Like, I feel like that might be the way to
Yeah,
do this.
you had some windows on your level of the
Yeah.
apartment. Go ahead and
Oh,
give
so
me,
so I can get into like the base level of the apartment, and then I still got to go upstairs.
perhaps, yeah. Give me a perception check with advantage.
I'll take the 13.
Awesome.
Wait, is that? Wait, hang on. That might be more than that. No, it is. It's 13.
Okay, 13.
Yeah.
So you've only started recently seeing how these figures live. In these like multiple in these houses, in these buildings, in these strange constructions.
It's so weird. But you know, we're dealing with it.
Since you were able to sneak up here so well, one of the reasons I gave you advantage because you've got more than enough time to scope the place out. And as you're looking, there definitely seems like there is space for some sort of second level to the apartment that you were all staying in. However, there are no windows of any kind.
Weird.
It seems more like an attic than anything else.
Very weird.
Is
But
early
yes.
Greg doing... Does he have... Are we... Is this a Ted Bundy situation? Do we have...
What?
Hopefully not.
All right. So, Bree,
Okay.
you're gonna go up to one of the windows.
Mhm.
I'm going to need either thieves' tools or athletics check to force your way in. Since you're a
I'll
knife,
take
you could wedge yourself.
I'll take the athletics, please. Yeah, like
Yeah.
just like, you know, if it's a sliding window, just like
Yeah.
just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'll take the athletics check at a 15.
15.
Nice.
Yes. You are able to. You're prying pretty hard. You have to wait and
Going
pause
so
for a
small.
moment. A guard passes right by the window. Takes a look out. You can hear him mutter something about wishing he was outside right now. And continue on before you're able to gently pop open the window and slip right on in like a floating knife.
Like a knife on the wind.
You are back to what you thought at first was the entire out. Well, when you first exited from the painting, the outside world was this apartment. So to now see
Actually, it was the burned down one. We got here later.
Right. Yes, it was afterwards. The fact that everything in here has been almost stripped bare. So much of the decorations, so much what made it seem like a nice lived-in place has just been completely left in disarray as the guards have searched the place.
Aw.
Also in here are you can see two very large-looking fellows that have a badge with an M on it, which you wouldn't immediately recognize as the magnifiers, but these are two of Have-a-Look-See's magnifiers, as she was investigating the arsons at the time.
Perfectly, I don't know what that is. So that's great.
As you slip in and try to duck into a little corner, no one takes any notice of you.
I'm gonna miss this when I'm big again, but that's fine. Where's the stairs? How do I get up to the attic?
So that's a good point. The only thing they ever saw was that they said that there is a red door flush on the ceiling. And you look up and you clearly see a red door. You clearly see a red door that, strangely, while everything else seems to be marked with a tag of some evidence or something like that, there is nothing up here on the ceiling. In fact, you can actually see that where there would be like during the commotion where early Greg was fighting the Anywheres, there would have been some like cooking oil or whatnot that splattered up to part of the kitchen. That part is referenced. That part is labeled for evidence.
But they
This
completely
giant, stark red door, no one's mentioning anything.
We're about to feel so dumb for not checking
opening
this
that
out
door.
like 3 episodes something ago.
Yep.
Okay.
You gonna dart up past him and fly up to take a look?
I am going to.
Okay.
Potentially with the speed of catapult, because I know that will get me faster. They're faster.
It'll get you through the door.
I know.
I'll accept catapult. I'd also accept just an acrobatics check so you can weave through people not to get their.
I'll go for the
Focus.
acrobatics check.
'Kay.
That will deal less damage to me.
Yes.
So I'm gonna use that inspiration, I think.
All right.
That's not what you want. You don't want to see a 2
Oof.
on a check like this.
Oh no.
That's better. That's an 18.
18.
Nice.
Okay. Let's
There it
see.
is.
Yep.
There it is.
How? Oh. It did that thing where it almost rolls the
Yep.
20 and then it flips right down to an 8.
Nice. Oh.
They do not notice you, and yeah, you're able to just zigzag by where people are moving boxes or things, and get right up to the top here. This is going to require no perception check because this is immediately evident to you now that you've risen the 15 or so feet up to the ceiling. This door is painted. And there is no knob.
So it's not a real door?
This is a painted door.
The door is a painting of a door.
Yes. And as soon as you get up close to it, you can feel that dullness of reality push away as there's a slight familiarity of Pentiment, except it feels sharp. It feels heightened. As you're up next to this door, your frame feels unnatural.
You know what we do in this situation? Eat paint chips.
I have no mouth, and I'm a scream. No, I don't.
But you are a knife. And as we've explained, you do have a way of eating.
Yes.
Yeah. Embedding yourself into a thing.
Okay.
Push the red button.
Gotta know.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Gonna scritch it a little bit.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so you scratch into it. And as you do, if anyone were to even look up to the ceiling, if anyone were to have the awareness that one should when dealing with yet another adventuring party, they don't, because no knife would ever be there.
Nope, definitely not.
Bree, you are absorbed.
Oh.
Meanwhile,
Ugh.
you've
Great.
all just finished up writing your paperwork. And Grant, you are handed a bag of 500 gold pieces.
Good
As you're
job.
on your way back, going across, yeah, you get this.
I'm gonna take the bag from him and like put it in my sack and just be like, good job.
Excellent. Well, best of luck with those other criminals, Justice. And yeah, one at a time's no problem with us, okay? We don't want you to be overworked out there.
Don't burn out.
I am the knight.
I am the knight. That's not at all what he said. It's perfect. Okay. So, you're all walking back from the barracks across that same bridge that you passed. 500 gold pieces richer. Ronald Daylight in custody. Immediately, the entire city is in a fervor discussing about the final arrest of one of their most notorious criminals. And somehow everything seems to have gone off just perfectly.
Uh-oh.
Good for you guys.
Then you see, have a look-see the halfling and two of her magnifiers stepping out from an alley and walking right up to you. Bringing up a magnifying glass.
Oh.
Turning away, just turning slightly away.
Hold! Hold!
No.
Yep. You can't do the voice for me. I knew it. I knew it. She brings down her eyeglass. Grant, is that you?
If it were, what would happen?
What? How do you know my name? That name.
Because I interrogated you first for the first arson that happened. Don't you remember?
And I was clearly too stupid to have done the arson, so why are you still on this whole kick?
Because you were clearly too stupid to do the arson, so obviously someone else had to make you do it. But now I don't know what to think. You just turned in Ronald Daylight? Where did you find him?
He was.
Long story.
Proprietary information.
They made us sign some documents that state
I'm under a
allowed.
strict NDA.
Exactly.
I know what documents they had you sign, and nothing in that involves not disclosing information to a current investigator, which I am still an investigator on this case,
I mean, the case is closed
until it is
technically.
closed later tonight.
Have a look. See, can I point of clarification here? Can you please not tell Yipstro that he doesn't have a cousin named Dipstro, because we really had a connection, and I feel really bad.
That one's going.
Of
He's
course.
going far. He's a
Of
rising
course,
star.
I'm not going to tell Dipstro. I don't care about any of your problems. It's like every time that I stumble into you, you're just all...
How would you like
Somehow you make things more confusing than they should be.
Well, how would you like to
You're welcome.
illuminate the situation and find the actual arsonists?
I would.
Yeah.
That's my point.
All right. Well, I have some more information for you if you'd like.
Really? I knew Ronald didn't do it. I wasn't gonna buy what they're immediately saying around the streets.
Yeah.
Oh, we're pretty sure he didn't do
It doesn't fit his criminal profile. I mean, he goes robbing and committing murders in the heat of the moment to then doing arson. It just doesn't match.
Listen, we understand that we're on a countdown clock here. We're just trying to get you guys off of our backs so that we can help you, because we're pretty sure we know he didn't do it, but we know we didn't do it too. At least most of us do. Grant is unsure, but we're sure.
Then I want you to tell me everything that's happened. I want you to tell me the truth so that I can get down to finding who's doing this.
How do you feel about eating paint?
Eating. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Nonsense. Nonsense. All I'm trying to do is piece together facts.
Are you
Here are the facts.
Go ahead. Yeah, yeah. Would you like a coffee while you wait?
The rest.
Sure.
Not.
Oh, again.
Not yet. We'll have coffee after.
Okay.
Facts.
Oh, Hornroom has opinions. Okay.
Restin.
Oh, great. It's Hornroom.
Oh, it is. This guy.
There were traces of conjuration magic leading off into the field. There was a source of evocation magic conjured in the Restin. Fact, at the office building that was set on fire, we personally witnessed a magman, conjured being, evoked in that building, running from the scene of the crime as well. The lumberyard, the storehouse, was burned from the inside out. It was missing a
Inside
large...
out? How could you determine that?
You see, if he's looking through his magnifying glass, he sees me tapping the...
My goodness, where did
spectacles.
you get those? Those are better than mine.
I made them. Anyway, storehouse was burned from the inside out, using the same evocation magic with conjuration leading out of the storehouse. A large amount of materials inside of the house were consumed before the fire started. There was...
Consumed before? So the fire's a cover-up.
Sounds like it. And I would highly
Well,
recommend...
That wouldn't make sense. We didn't find anything stolen from any places. Of course, it's hard to tell with a fire because everything's...
Precisely.
Shouldn't there at least be like ash or wreckage or...
So what links all of these places that they would be able to...
You found magical signatures at each of these committed crimes.
Precisely.
I can get that verified. If so, then you're right. We've got something much more dangerous here than just some arsonist. Something... or someone likely more dangerous than all you put together.
Probably.
You might be surprised.
That being said...
Ignore. Sorry.
Listen,
Not a good defense, Grant.
Listen.
That being...
I'm going to be taken off the case tonight because now it's been solved. Ronald Daylight's going to be given all the credit for this. I can't work in an official capacity. I can only work if I'm hired by someone to investigate this.
Oh.
How does
500?
10 platinum sound?
10?
Oh, yeah.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
For
I mean,
exonerating
I was suggesting this be like just a technicality, hand me a copper piece and I can provide my services, but
I think it's worth the exoneration. Half now, and half when our names are cleared.
Agreed.
And have
Very
to
well.
not mention anything we do along the way.
Yeah.
Yes, another half.
I won't
Please.
mention anything until my final report.
Which I
And
believe
I
would be...
promise to have you review that.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to redact a couple things.
Wow, okay, 10 platinum. That's phenomenal. This Oh gosh. This is gonna do wonders for us. I might be able to use this for bribes. I might be. Yes, I could see a manner where we can get this information. If
Absolutely.
someone truly was using magic to set all of this up, I'll get to the bottom of it. I promise.
Excellent. I'm so glad to hear that.
I'm so sorry that you fools had to get mixed up into real legal problems.
Yeah, no sweat. Hey, could you get us into that apartment building?
I
You've got.
mean,
It's not tonight yet. You're still on the case.
did you leave anything?
We might have a friend there.
Sure. Yeah, I could do that.
Rock and roll. Let's go.
So no coffee it is then?
No coffee at this
Close
point.
Later.
the brief-
Not yet.
Pushing the buttons on the side. to close it.
So, yes, that is a perfect way to be given access to the apartment.
All right.
I'm
I'm gonna hand him the 5 platinum just off the mark there. So
So, the rest of you would be taken to the apartment. You're allowed inside, at which point you see Bree nowhere around you. But there's a red door at the top of the ceiling.
How
Well,
high is the ceiling?
It's about 15 feet.
hmm.
Now, what did you lose here? What can I help you find it?
A
Technically,
cheese knife.
I should be the one. You guys shouldn't be touching anything.
Okay,
we lost
so
a cheese knife.
A cheese knife. Okay, a
It's
cheese knife.
very important
but
cheese
also
knife.
the guy who lived here, he mentioned he had like an upstairs neighbor. There's no staircase up to the second floor. There's no windows.
There is no second floor to this complex.
I'll take that under advisement, but
what? One moment.
help me out here, guys.
Do I see the door?
All right, cheese knife. She begins looking around for the cheese knife. Yes, Johnny, you see the door. Each of you can see this door. However, it seems like have a look-see and all the guards and everyone else, it is completely imperceptible to them.
She was.
And looking up at this door, you can see a small chunk of red that looks like it's been carved out with the slice of a knife.
Huh. I believe I know where our friend has gone.
I don't know what you expected.
How far up is the door?
15?
feet.
15 feet. Okay, so we've got. I'm like 5 foot. I need something like 10 feet long to even get up there.
I'm gonna walk over to the kitchen and see if there's like a glass, some silverware, something with a little bit of mass to it,
Sure, okay. Yeah, you can easily find those things.
and I'm gonna like this is part of my investigative process, and then I'm just gonna throw whatever I have really hard up at the door to try to knock a little bit of paint loose, and then scrabble around on the floor like a rat.
Looking for a
try to
paint
eat.
chip.
Okay, so yeah, have a look-see, goes around the back, she's looking around the kitchen and stuff. You move in there, grab this big glass, and you chuck it at the ceiling. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Woo!
I can do that.
Oh, 19 plus 3, so 22.
Whoa.
So yeah, there's a few other guards around investigating things, taking notes, and they see you just walk into the middle of the room, take a glass, and chuck it up to the ceiling as it shatters over all of their heads. They immediately start exclaiming, "Oh, what are you doing?" And you can see that you clearly damaged the ceiling, and there are chunks of the ceiling
All right, I'm gonna
Painted.
hand some off
down below you.
to my compatriots, and I'm gonna go, elementary, my dear, have a look-see.
I guess we're doing this.
What? Oh God! Is that why you wanted the knife? What is? And you're gone. Grant just ate a paint chip off the ground. Immediately, you can see have a look. He's flabbergasted. The other guards immediately start panicking. And Sabel and Johnny, you can tell that if you remain here in any sense, you're gonna get questioned pretty quickly.
Yeah, no,
We're-
we just went. I just went bottoms
Yeah.
up, and we.
Boom! You down the paint. As you can feel all of your color drain from your body, and then you can feel it flood back brighter than ever before. That is where we will end it for tonight. For this episode of Yet Another Adventuring Party.
Why short episode? No.
Thank you all for watching. Be sure to keep following the channel. Make sure to look up Mithril Armory for their Kickstarter they've got going that's on their Instagram. Be sure to look up 1985 games and keep posted for the number of games that will be coming have coming out every other week.
Collage should be back next weekend.
Yeah.
And
Perfect.
then we will have some other special stuff for you. We actually have a home game of Cyberpunk coming this Friday with me, Ian, Bree from the other game, and Charlie from DM Me.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
So, yeah. Oh, and
Alright.
Andy from the Paint
Oh,
Stream.
did we talk about Patreon?
And
Oh,
Patreon.
yes.
We have a
Yes,
Patreon.
and be sure that we have started our Patreon. So if this session or any of our other sessions have heavily enjoyed you, please consider us. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.
Thanks so much, team. Talk
Bye,
to you soon.
everybody.